Hello friends, in this video we discuss about the ultrasonic waves, its properties and the first type of ultrasonic waves. So the objective of this video is to understand and study ultrasonic waves and first method which is used for producing the ultrasonic waves. Okay, now first slide, here we can see sound spectrum is there. Okay, and that sound spectrum gives frequency ranges. Okay, so first we should know how sound waves produced. So it produced by vibrating same or different kinds of particle, then sound will be produced or create. Okay, and according to their frequency, the sound spectrum divides into three types. So first one is frequency range is between or below the 20 Hz, called as a infrasonic or subsonic. Understood? If the frequency range is below 20 Hz, called as a subsonic or infrasonic sound. Okay. For example, or these infrasonic waves produced during the earthquake. Okay, and the here picture shown, that is elephant, and that elephant can hear this type of sound. Okay, now here second frequency range is between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz, or we can say 20 kilohertz. Okay, if the sound waves having frequency range is between 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz, called as sonic or audible frequency range. Okay, so this type of sound can hear only by human ear. Okay, so for example, the music instrument, vocal cords, all these are the example of this type of frequency range. Okay, now here we can see the third frequency range is over 20,000 Hz, or we can say that about 20 kilohertz. So if the sound waves having frequency is greater than the 20 kilohertz, called as a ultrasonic or ultrasound. Okay, so next we'll discuss ultrasonic. So the word ultrasonic is the combination of two words. It is Latin word and it is the combination of two words. So ultra meaning beyond and sonic is nothing but the sound. Okay, so the sound waves having frequencies above the audible range, that is about 20,000 Hz, called as a ultrasonic waves. Okay, now generally these waves are also called as a high frequency wave. After that we'll discuss a good properties of ultrasonic waves. So first property, they are highly energetic. Second property of ultrasonic waves, they can be transmitted over a long distance without any appreciable loss of energy. That means these ultrasonic waves particularly used for a transformation, okay, for transferring or transmitted over long distance without any loss of energy. Okay, now third property of ultrasonic waves is the wavelength are extremely small. Now next one is velocity of ultrasonic waves depends on two things. First thing, it depends on the temperature, and second thing, it depends on the frequency of the medium. Okay, now next one, the waves exhibits small diffraction effect. This is also one more property of the ultrasonic waves. Then next one, these ultrasonic waves may have intensities up to 10 kilowatt. And last property of ultrasonic waves, they create cavitation effect when transmitted through liquid. Cavitation means what? So when ultrasonic waves transducer placed in the liquid, it produces ultrasonic vibrations in the liquid. That means it produces the bubble in liquid, and that is nothing but the cavitation bubble. Okay, and the lifetime of bubble is very small, and then it collapses, and this effect is known as a cavitation effect. Okay, now these are some properties of the ultrasonic waves. Now after that, already I have told you there are two methods which is used for the production of ultrasonic waves. So first one is the piezoelectric effect, and second one is the magnetostriction effect. Okay, now in piezoelectric effect, it produces ultrasonic waves having very high and constant frequency. This effect was developed by Curie brothers in 1880. Okay, so in piezoelectric effect, we discuss about the principle, construction, and working of the piezoelectric effect. Okay, now here I have shown the figure for the piezoelectric effect. Okay, now that figure shown appearance of an electric potential across certain faces of a crystal when it is subjected to a mechanical pressure. Conversely, when an electric field is applied to one of the face of the crystal, it undergoes mechanical distortion. Means, in short, you have to explain like this: when a certain piezoelectric crystal is stretched or compressed along their mechanical axis, the electrical potential is developed along their electrical axis. And conversely, that means when we apply the electrical potential to their electrical axis, then mechanical stress will be produced along their mechanical axis. So this is the simple principle of the piezoelectric effect. Okay, now after that, construction is there. Now in construction, or for construction, show this figure. Now this is the schematic arrangement of the piezoelectric generator, or we can say that oscillator. Okay, now here construction means what? How the piezoelectric effect are connected or constructed. Only you have to explain in this. Okay, so here if we see this figure, then it is observed that there are A and B ends are there, or these are the two metal plates. Okay, and named, or we can say that these are the two electrodes. Okay, in between these two metal plates, the quartz crystal, which is considered as a Q, is placed. Okay, now again here we can see the quartz slab, means one terminal of this crystal is connected to the anode, and other terminal of this crystal is connected to the grid of the triode wall. Understood? After that, you have to explain this anode is connected to the LC circuit. Is it right? No. This anode is connected to the LC circuit, and which is again connected to the high tension battery through bypass capacitor C1. Okay, and here the capacitor C1 were used to stop high frequency current which is coming from the battery. Okay, now if you see this figure, then it is observed that one more capacitor were used, and that is called as a variable capacitor, and that variable capacitor is adjusted in such way that the frequency of the oscillating circuit becomes equal to the frequency of the crystal. Okay, and finally one more thing, here we can see m dash is there, so that m dash represent the mechanical axis, and the two metal plates, that is A and B, acts as a electrical axis. So this is the simple construction of the piezoelectric generator or oscillator. Okay, now after that we'll discuss the working of the piezoelectric effect. Okay, now for working purpose, here first initially when triode wall, this is the triode wall, and when that triode wall is operate, this triode wall operate, then a small alternating current flows in the anode circuit. Okay, now here we can see A and G. A is the anode and G is the grid. Okay, both are oppositely connected. Okay, A is connected to this and G is connected to here another metal plate, that is B. That means this A and G are connected to opposite plates and quartz slab. Okay, now A is more positive and G is more negative, and when we have to change their charges, then A becomes more negative and G becomes more positive. Okay, now after that, when we apply the potential difference on the opposite faces of the crystal, then the crystal plate, this crystal plate expand and contrast alternatively. After that, the crystal start to vibrate with the frequency of the applied field. That means, or we can say that after that what happened, that crystal set a vibration along m dash and producing the ultrasonic waves in the surrounding medium. So when the frequency of the applied field becomes equal to the natural frequency of the crystal, the amplitude of vibration becomes larger, and due to the resonance. Okay, now at the resonance condition, current in milliampere becomes maximum and produced vibrations having maximum amplitude. So here we can see last part. So the natural frequency of the crystal, if having thickness is considered as a T, then we can write mu is equal to 1 upon 2T into root of E divided by rho. Here this E represent the Young's modulus of quartz, which is equal to 7.72 into 10 raised to 11 time per centimeter square, and rho that is nothing but the density of quartz crystal, which is equal to 2.65 gram per centimeter cube. Now here if we put this T is equal to 0.5 centimeter, then we get this frequency of the crystal is equal to 5.4 into 10 raised to 5 hertz. Okay, so one more time we'll discuss about the principle, construction and working of the piezoelectric effect. You just remember or keep in your mind, this piezoelectric effect is used for producing the ultrasonic waves and first developed by Curie brothers in 1880. Okay, now principle. In principle you just told or discuss about, in first part you have to discuss when material like quartz is stretched or compressed along their mechanical axis, then electrical potential is developed along its electrical axis. Understood? And vice versa. That means when we apply the electrical or electric potential to the electrical axis, then stress will be produced along their mechanical axis. So this is the simple principle of the ultrasonic waves. After that, construction of piezoelectric effect. Here we can see the schematic arrangement of the piezoelectric generator or oscillator. Now here we can see the quartz crystal is considered as a Q is placed between the two metal plates A and B, which acts as electrodes. Okay, now again this A terminal is connected to the anode and B terminal is connected to the grid of triode wall. Okay, after that this A is connected to the LC circuit, which is connected to the high tension battery through this bypass capacitor C1. Now here the bypass capacitor C1 were used, and the function of this capacitor is to stop high frequency current which is coming from this battery. Okay, now one more capacitor were used and called as a variable capacitor C, and that variable capacitor is adjusted in such a way that the frequency of the oscillatory circuit becomes equal to the frequency of the quartz crystal. And finally, here we can see m dash is there, and that represent the mechanical axis, and the A and B two ends are there, metal plates are there, and that acts as a electrical axis. So this is the simple construction of the piezoelectric generator. Okay, now finally we discuss about the working. For working purpose, initially this triode wall we have to operate. Okay, now when this triode wall is operate, a small alternating current flows in the anode circuit. Okay, here A and G, here A means anode and G is nothing but the grid. Okay, connected to opposite plates and quad slab. Okay, understood. Now A is more positive and G is more negative. If we reverse the charges at that time, A becomes more negative and G becomes more positive. Okay, now after that, when alternating potential difference is applied on the opposite phases of the crystal, then what happen? The crystal plate start to expand and contrast alternatively. Okay, and after that the crystal start to vibrate along with the frequency of the applied field, and due to this reason this crystal produce the vibrations along their mechanical axis, that is along m dash. Okay, produce the vibrations along the mechanical axis, and that is nothing but the ultrasonic waves produced in their surrounding medium. Now when the frequency of the oscillatory circuit becomes equal to the natural frequency of the crystal, then we get the resonance. That is, at that time we get the maximum amplitude. Okay, so finally here we can see that natural frequency of the crystal having thickness T for its a fundamental mode of vibration, we can write mu is equal to 1 upon 2 into T into root of E divided by rho, where this E indicates Young's modulus of quartz, which is equal to 7.72 into 10 raised to 11 dyne per centimeter square. Rho is nothing but the density of quartz crystal, and which is equal to 2.65 gram per centimeter cube. Here, if we put this T is equal to 0.5 centimeter, then we get the value of this mu is 5.4 into 10 raised to 5 hertz. Okay, thank you. Not enough space.